We're lucky enough to be joined this morning by nutritionist, naturopath, medical herbalist, chef, some might say overachiever, but I say good on her. It's Janella Purcell. Hi, Janella.
Hi, Tree. Thanks for having me. Hi, New Zealand.
It's lovely to have you here now. Janella, I mean, who are we going to talk to next here on the show? It's wonderful to have your company. Now, you were just recently here, last week. Now, tell us, what was the highlight of your trip?
I came over for Lifestream. Lifestream is a beautiful supplement range from New Zealand. It's been around for 35 years now, and we've done a rebrand. So we've done a brand new facelift. So I was over there to promote it and tell people more about it and remind people of Lifestream and how wonderful it is, because out there in the market now it's a little bit overwhelming with all the new products that are on the shelves.
I've actually got some Lifestream aloe in my fridge. I love it. And is it essential greens or something that you chuck in your smoothie? What's that one? That's beautiful.
They're my two favourites. So aloe is one of the best, especially the Lifestream aloe. It's the best quality you can get on the planet, and it really helps to deal with leaky gut that so many of us have. So that's when, the cells in your digestive tract, the tube essentially from your mouth to your anus, has got leaks in it or holes. It makes you feel terrible, and it causes all sorts of problems. So aloe just goes in and sticks it up like glue. It's wonderful. And the essential greens is everything. I give that to people who aren't eating properly or don't have time to, or their kids won't eat veggies or pumpkin or greens. It's everything. It's got spirulina and wheatgrass and barley grass and B vitamins and Ayurvedic herbs and a probiotic. It's just, if you don't do anything else right for the day, I mean, you're pretty much covered with that. And it tastes good as well. It's got stevia in it that sweetens it. And it's easy to use. If you don't have time to make a smoothie, you can just put it in a bit of water, which I often do, and just throw it back. Or I put it in some coconut water. Or actually I've been making bliss balls and truffles and brownies and, desserty things out of it, because the taste is good and you can hide it in there then as well.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
I mean, this is the way I think of the future with food, because we're not getting nutrients from our food either because the soil's depleted or our digestion's not so good. So we're eating all this great food and going, I still feel terrible. And I'm not, and my stools aren't so great, and I'm just, I'm not digesting it properly. So to enhance your food with vitamins, with liquid and with powders, is the way to go.
It is indeed. Now, talking food, tell me your mantra, Janella, behind food. Like, some of us live to eat, others eat to live. What's your take on what we put in our mouths? Like you're just talking about, you can supplement it, but I mean, what's your food mantra?
Well, where possible, it's slow. So seasonal, local, organic, whole. I love that. And slow is such a nice word as well, as opposed to fast, which we all are in this 24/7 lifestyle.
Crazy world, yes.
So, it's full on, and it's still not enough. I actually have something on my fridge, and it's a loony comic, and it says, "Nature never rushes, yet it gets everything done, accomplished." Still on my fridge. I need to read that more. If you can eat food that's been grown close to you, and that's where you're supporting the local farmers. And you're not buying into the whole flight miles and the pollution that causes and all the export and import, and we don't really need to do that. And organic where possible, so there's not pesticides and fungicides and herbicides and GMO farming going on as well, and whole, so less processing, less refinement.
I love it.
So if you had it as close to the way nature made it as possible, you're pretty much there. And chew, of course.
You chew. Masticate your food.
Masticate is a good thing.
Now tell me your background, Janella. You have a Lebanese background, which of course they love their food, they love their feasting. And you were, just a little kid, and you actually didn't have any idea really that you were getting bloated and food intolerances, which of course led you on your path to learning and the vegan restaurant and the organic food store and the knowledge that you now share with people the globe over today. But tell me, that background, is that what saw you sort of through to where you are today?
Not really. Mum's Lebanese, Dad's Australian, Irish, but the mother usually
decides what's on the table.
Yeah. So we ate beautiful food, but I was, as you said, I had bloating all the time, and I just had terrible digestion, and then I had endometriosis with my first menses, and everything was going wrong. And I was like, what's going on? And my sisters, one on each side, nothing was going wrong with them. They had these slim bodies, and I was always fasting and exercising, going to the gym, and ate really well. But I just kept putting on weight, and my periods got worse, and it was just awful, and I didn't know what was wrong. And, well, you didn't really. I mean, this is the 70s in Brisbane, so it's not like it wasn't trendy then to have food intolerances. So Mum ships me off to the psychologist, which was, I guess, wonderful. And they said, there's nothing wrong with her. She's just sensitive, and that's just who she is. And it's like, okay, but then I thought, well,
that took you on your path to where you are today.
Absolutely. Well, you know what took me on my path? Cutting out. I couldn't eat wheat and I couldn't eat dairy, and there was no way sugar was happening, and meat couldn't happen. So then in our house, that's what we ate. We had meat and Lebanese bread, and hummus didn't go down very well because of the legumes, so nothing really. It wasn't, I didn't know what to eat. So I started researching on what can I eat as I got more into my teens. So I found out that certain fish was okay, but not all fish. And anyway, blah, blah, blah. And then I started to become a chef, and then I stopped because I didn't want to cut up carcasses.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3.
So I didn't do that. And then I did naturopathy, which was fantastic. I learned so much with naturopathy, but it didn't really talk about the emotional side of it and the body, mind, spirit connection. And so I studied Chinese medicine. I had a voracious appetite, so to speak. I was just, I couldn't get enough of what was going on, and I can't be the only one as well that feels like this, but it seemed that I was. Also, no one else had it. People going, wheat? What do you mean you can't eat wheat? And I was like, well, no, it makes me really sick and tired and bloated and fat and gives me diarrhea. And they're like, really? So I did Chinese medicine, and that was fantastic because they talk a lot about different personalities and different organs and how they're more sensitive in different seasons and the flavours that you're attracted to if you're a liver type or a kidney type. So another piece of the puzzle went in there, and I went, okay, that's great. And then I looked at Ayurvedic medicine and macrobiotic from Japan, just learnt so many different things and went back through time and what we've eaten over the times and what sort of diseases we've had over different times and in different areas of the world as well. So I started to figure out some stuff, and then I went to health food stores and worked in there, learned so much there. From customers, you learn a lot.
That must have given you so much insight into people's intolerances and allergies, and right down to kids and older people, I'm sure. And you would have been like a godsend. You could have sent them on their way to happiness and no bloating.
And from me, a little people pleaser who gets love from being helpful, that was just ideal.
Yeah. And then, of course, your books.
Thank you.
Yeah, your books, you thought, well, I've got to share all this knowledge because you'd lived it yourself and discomfort.
The TV thing just happened. It just kind of happened. And then I had a few pages of things that I've been writing, and the producer was in the car with me on the way to a shoot one day, and she said, what's this? And had a look at it. She said, you really need to look at getting this published. And I went, doesn't everyone know this, though? I just thought everyone knew it. She said, no. So that was Elixir, how to use food as medicine, and that it still sells, and they use that in universities and naturopathic colleges and natural medicine colleges as a text, which is really great. It's an A to Z of everything I knew up then, which was 2004, and then I did a second edition a couple of years ago because the new things with, cacao and coconut and chia and all the new things. And then the recipe books came after that, and they've been, great. They sell really well, and people love them because they, you can go to someone and they say, I actually just had a client just then, a Skype client, and the naturopath she'd been seeing had said, don't eat this, 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 and there was so many things. And I said, what did she say you could eat? And this poor woman was crying, going, no, I don't know what to eat. I'm so confused. And that's how people are, though, isn't it?
Well, that's why you're... Yeah.
Whether to go paleo, I don't know whether to go for low fructose, I don't know whether to go veggie or vegan, I don't know whether to have grains or not, I don't know if this is good for me or not. So I really love to help, get rid of some of the confusion.
Oh, that's brilliant, and that's probably why your cookbook's doing so well. 150 delicious recipes for sustained well-being. It's called Janella's Supernatural Foods, and we've got 3 copies to give away shortly. We're chatting with Janella Purcell and her take on what goes in your energy in, energy out, and, of course, living, healthy whole foods and making it the star of your table. Tell me, Janella, from here, you've written this wonderful book and those other ones we've just been talking about. What are you working on now? Because I've got a friend, I have a funny feeling that you might be able to help my friend Leanne. She's got adrenal fatigue, so she's really healthy. Her pantry is amazing. She looks good, but she is just continuously exhausted, and I think this is where your next book might come in to help her.
AF, adrenal fatigue, is the new black. And it's so many of us have adrenal problems and we don't know it. And I think the reason we don't know it is conventional medicine don't learn, they don't get taught about the adrenal glands. So a lot of doctors will look at you and go, you're just depressed, here's an antidepressant, or go on the pill to fix your hormones up. So you're not going to find answers very easily, which is really frustrating. So there's people who are just going round and round and round trying to get answers about why I'm putting on weight, why I don't sleep, why I've got no libido, why my skin's dry, why is my hair falling out, why am I getting skin tags, why am I getting stretch marks, all of these things. And why am I tired in the morning and I'm wired at night and bouncing off the walls and party time? It's adrenal fatigue. And your adrenals, so I am working on a book now. Working title is A Gutful. Are your hormones making you fat, sick and tired?
Brilliant.
And would rather do your tax instead of have sex. So, and it might be called a stress belly. I'm not sure yet because it's the same thing. So your body, we're thinking that, woolly mammoth is chasing us all the time, or a saber-toothed tiger is running after us.
Panic
and we're in
mode,
the fight-flight response. Fear. And I'll have to answer that email, and I feel really bad if I don't do that, and if I don't do that, and my worthless and the self-worth comes into it, and it keeps going. And then the kids and women traditionally, we're multitaskers, which isn't great for us. We just keep going. It's generalised, but men are hunters and gatherers, and they come home at the end of the day when the sun goes down, they crack a beer, and that's it. They're done.
They're heavy.
They're done. But we just keep going.
Yeah.
And that causes conflict as well. My partner actually has a name. I'm called Shazza. When I get like that,
he calls.
What's Shazza doing here?
Oh, that is brilliant. That's actually a good way to deal with it, a bit of humour as well. Oh,
it's really
divine.
good because, I'm objecting, because she's not here.
She's gone. Yeah.
Then I know, okay, it's time to slow down.
And Shazza works so beautifully with your Australian accent. I like this guy. I think it's brilliant. Shazza.
Everyone's got a bit of Shazza in us too, A lot of us women, we just get on this roll and we do too much, and then we become resentful and I have to do everything and, all of that. So I've seen it in clinic all the time now. Just about every person that's coming in, certainly every woman, most men as well, have adrenal fatigue symptoms, and it's really hard to get on top of it because we keep doing more. We do more
adding to the pile.
I'll just go for a run and that'll be better.
That'll make me feel better. And it's just
Yeah, it doesn't.
And then the emails need checking, and the kids and
and the guilt. But I see the adrenal glands as your petrol tank, and the petrol's empty. The tank's empty, and you haven't had a service for a while, and you think, and you're eating all the right foods, and there's kale smoothies and chia puddings and seed crackers, and you're avoiding the grains and not eating sugar, but you still feel terrible and worse, and putting on weight, especially around your belly, all of that. So this is what I'm writing on and how to address it, and it's not that hard, but the hard thing is really trying to get yourself to slow down because you think, well, who else is going to do it if I don't do it? But that's all part of the symptoms of adrenal fatigue. You can't settle yourself down. When I started to go through it in, I think it was September 2013, usually something triggers it as well. Then I didn't know how to slow down. I was always on a plane. I've got lots of different clinics doing lots of things. I actually didn't know how to do it. And meditation is what actually sorted me out. I went and did a transcendental meditation course and went, okay, twice a day, because nothing else is working, all my smoothies and fasting and whatever. And that actually really, that helped me. That's what got me over the line. And that's what I'm writing about.
I love
the
it.
Supplements you need.
I love it. The deep breathing, being grateful for what you've got, sending out love to the world, sitting there and just breathing in your achievements of the day. I completely agree. Oh, Janella, it's been lovely to chat. And if people want to know more, basically about using food as medicine and cooking for health and happiness and knowing that you can have a great tasting diet that is good for you, go to JanellaPurcell.com. She's a beautiful Australian lady, as you can see, a recent visitor here to New Zealand with Lifestream, 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 here to New Zealand with